This is the Louie T Network.
In the lab room.
Welcome, you are in the lab room. I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me today on the program. It is Wednesday, which means you know what time it is. It's time for the Pick'em Weekly Review. Week 9, National Football League, I went 9-4. Not a bad week, but again, I wanted double digits. You know how I love to get my hands on some double-digit action. And I had a chance, and I felt, oh yeah, it's no doubt. I went into Monday night with 9 wins under my belt. I said, no way the Green Bay Packers let me down. No Jay Cutler, no Lance Briggs, no win. That was the motto going into Monday. And then Aaron Rodgers goes down on the first possession, and everything changes. Packers end up losing the game. And I go 9-4. So you take a L on Thursday with the Cincinnati Bengals. I start the week off with a loss. I end the week with a loss. It's only fitting. And it's frustrating because, again, I wanted double digits. But even when I lose, I still win. Flash, I told you he wanted an encore. He wanted seconds. And I told you, it doesn't matter who you pick. I'm going to finish at least one better than you. In this case, I absolutely destroyed Flash this week. And I'm trying to be modest here because I'm a professional. This is what I do. I'm a professional football prognosticator. This is what I do. I pick them for a living. And when guys like Flash, and Flash is my guy. That's my dude. I get down with Flash. But when guys like Flash want to challenge me, when they want to challenge the throne, this is what you get. I had to sick the dogs on Flash this week. And he came with some off-the-wall nonsense trying to be special. Sometimes you can get away with that because there are going to be some teams, and again, I tell you this all the time, there are going to be some teams that show up to the party unannounced. It's your job to figure out who those teams are, find them, seek them out, and get to them before they get to you. So Flash thought a lot of teams were going to show up to the party that weren't invited. And the problem was they weren't coming to the party, they weren't invited, and neither was Flash. And he didn't get the memo. Newsflash, he went. Flash had a tough week. I'm not going to mock my man Flash. He went with some upsets. They didn't pan out for him. But he went a measly 5-8 this week. Woo! That is disgustingly gross. I've never been 3 games under 500 for a week. That is bad. That's as bad as it gets. I was 9-4, so he wasn't even in my stratosphere. He's not even in the rearview mirror. So I'm done disposing of Flash. He had his chances. He had a feeble attempt. That was outrageous. I'm done with Flash. I took him out to the back and tore him a new one. So 9-4, solid week. Again, I wanted 10. I had 10 in my sights, and Aaron Rodgers goes down. So here are my losses for the week. I lost, of course, the Packers game on Monday night. I started off the week with that Cincinnati Bengals loss. So, boom, that's 2 right there at the front end and at the back end. Then in the middle, sandwiched in between, you have a loss with the Baltimore Ravens going to Cleveland. And that was one I thought about. I thought long and hard about. But I said, Ravens coming off the bye. Jason Campbell isn't going to do enough. Caretaker Campbell isn't going to get it done. And voila, Caretaker Campbell did enough. The Ravens turned it over, had a muffed punt that was huge in this game. They couldn't sustain offense. Their run game is anemic. They lose the football game. Browns get it done at home, snap an 11-game losing streak to the Baltimore Ravens. So there you have it. There's my 3rd loss of last week. And I lost one more football game. And that was New Orleans at the Jets. Jets simply dominated the line of scrimmage in that football game on both sides of the football. They ran the football for almost 200 yards. They harassed Drew Brees all game long. This is a dangerous Jets team, especially when they're at home. They've got one of the most dominant defensive fronts in the National Football League. It was on display. They ran the football. They harassed Drew Brees. They got a win at home, one that I did not expect them to get. And as Rex Ryan put it so eloquently, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. They're on a bye, so they're supposed to lose this week. So that's been the story of the Jets this season, and I took a loss in that football game. So those are my 4 losses. Cincinnati lost, New Orleans lost, Baltimore lost, and so did Green Bay, which resulted in me being 9-4 this week. I'll take my 9-4. Really don't have many complaints about it because I could have easily lost a couple. I dodged a few bullets. I mean, Seattle, they almost lost. The Redskins could have lost to San Diego. Dallas almost lost to Minnesota. So, I mean, I dodged several bullets this weekend. Buffalo had Kansas City on the ropes, and Jeff Toole let him off the hook. So I easily could have lost 5, 6, 7 games this week. But again, when you know what you are doing and when teams do what they are supposed to do, you win football games. That's what I was able to accomplish. So 9-4, here's my record overall for the season. And again, a little disappointed that I didn't get 10, but again, I'm not going to complain about 9 because it could have easily have been 7 or 6 with all of the games that were close this weekend. So I'll take my 9, I'll run with it, look to do better this week. So now you know it's time for the sole survivor of week number 10. Let's get into it. Let's see who the sole survivor for week 10 will be.
Everyone can pick, but only one can win. Are you the sole survivor?
So you know how this goes. It's fast-paced. It's in your face. It's the sole survivor in the lab room. Get your pencils ready. Take some notes. I'm about to give you a sole survivor, a no-doubter. And this is a tough week. This is a very tough week. You look up and down the slate. There's not many games that's going to give you a clear, definitive winner. But that's why I'm here, to give you the one team that you can count on to get you a W and get you to the next week in your survivor pool for week number 10. You ready? Here we go. So you start with Thursday Night Football. Vikings hosting the Washington Redskins. Redskins coming off a dramatic win that probably saved their season against San Diego at home, but they're on the road. They've only got one road win this season. The Vikings are a scary team because they still have Adrian Peterson. Don't pick this game because you don't know what's going to happen. The Redskins should win this game, but you never know when the Vikings are going to decide to jump up and bite somebody. You need to move on to the Sunday slate of games to find your sole survivor for week number 10. You look at those games. Seattle at Atlanta. Look, Seattle, they're struggling right now. Even though they're winning football games, they're not a team that you can lean on right now for anything, especially on the road. Atlanta, not a good football team, but they're starting to get some guys back. Sean Witherspoon is coming back. Roddy White is probably going to be back this week. I would stay away from this game if at all possible. You need to move on. There are better options available in this game. This could be a trap game. Don't get caught in it. Look at the next matchup. Cincinnati at Baltimore. Family business. Baltimore, you don't know what you're getting from them from week to week. Cincinnati struggles on the road. You saw that last week. This is family business. This is not your family business. This is not my family business. I'm staying out of this, and I'm moving on to the next matchup. Detroit at Chicago. More family business. If these two teams say they ain't did it, then they ain't did it. But if they did, well, that's family business, which means I'm keeping my nose clean and out of their affairs. This has nothing, I mean nothing, to do with me. So I move on to Philly at Green Bay. Nicholas Foles coming off a historic record-setting 7-touchdown outing on the road. The Eagles win games on the road. They don't win at home. Well, they're on the road. The Packers are going to be without the services of Aaron Rodgers. Enter in Seneca Wallace. And look, I don't know what the hell is going to happen in this game. If you want to call this one, knock yourself out. All I know is this is a dangerous game with a lot of question marks. And when I'm not sure, I move on. So I'm going to the next matchup. St. Louis at Indy. Ding, 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 ding. This is your sole survivor of week number 10 for a number of reasons. Number one, there's not a better option than this, and you will see. We went down a couple of games. None of those were pick worthy. I'm going to go down the rest of the games. None of those are pick worthy. This is your option by default. If I had a better option, I would go there, but there isn't a better option, so you have to take this one by default. Look, the St. Louis Rams are going to give it a run in this football game, but when it's all said and done, they're on the road. You're asking Kellen Clemens to go on the road and beat a very good Indianapolis Colts football team that hasn't been home in a while, that's looking to get a win against a team that isn't playing good football right now in the St. Louis Rams. Look, I know the Rams can get pressure on Andrew Luck, and they may very well do that in this game, but what do you think Robert Mathis and company is going to do to that Rams offensive line and what they're going to do to Kellen Clemens? They're going to force pressure on him. They're going to force him into a couple of mistakes. They're going to win this football game. Take the Indianapolis Colts as your sole survivor in week number 10. But just in case you feel like there's a better option, I'll go through the slate of games and show you that there is no better option. This is what you need to take to get you into week number 11. So let's move on to the next game that sees the Oakland Raiders traveling out to New York to take on the Giants. Giants are winners of 2 straight, coming off a bye. Raiders were absolutely thoroughly embarrassed at home last week by the Philadelphia Eagles. These are 2 bad football teams, one with 2 wins, the other with 3 wins. Leave this game right where it is. You look at the next matchup, Buffalo at Pittsburgh. You have no idea who's starting at quarterback. Sounds like E.J. Manuel is going to be back for Buffalo, but you have no idea how he's going to look in his first game back in about 4 weeks. You have no idea what Pittsburgh Steelers team is going to show up. You don't know what Buffalo Bills team is going to show up, which means no. So you look at the next matchup, Jacksonville at Tennessee. Look, I know how tempting this sounds. Jacksonville is coming off their bye. At some point, Jacksonville has to win a game, right? Right? Wrong. They don't have to win anything, but if they do, it's going to be inside the division. It's going to be against a team that they probably know, and I think it's probably going to be at home, which they are not home in this game. However, I just don't know about Tennessee. I'm not sure about them, and at some point, Jacksonville is going to jump up and bite somebody. Why not happen after the bye week? I'm staying away from this one. It's family business. You know how I feel about family business. And even though Jacksonville is by far and away the worst team in the league, and they're probably going to lose this game, it's family business, and anything goes when it's family business. When it's between family members and they know each other so well, anything, and I mean anything, can happen. I'm not going near this one. I'm going to leave this one alone. I wouldn't touch this one with a 10-foot pole. But if you want to, knock yourself out. Hey, look, you want me to sign off on this one? Bring me the permission slip. Come on, hand it over. I'll sign it. I'll put my John Hancock on it. But I'm telling you right now, that's not the direction that I'm going in, because I feel like there's a better option. I've already given it to you, and this is family business. If you're familiar with this family business, if you have some prior knowledge of this family business and feel comfortable going in and diving in head first, knock yourself out. But I'm not doing it. I don't think this is a smart selection. I'm going on to the next matchup, which sees Carolina on the road versus San Francisco 49ers. This might be the marquee matchup of the weekend. So what that means, translation, no. So you look at the next matchup, Houston at Arizona. Case Keenum looks really good. Arizona plays really good at home. You put those 2 things together, that's a match made in disaster, is what that is. Do not go near this football game, as it will burn you up into a flame and blow away the ashes. Don't mess with this game. You look at the next one. Denver at San Diego. Denver coming off a bye week. No John Fox. They're on the road. San Diego plays some really good football at home. They're mad after losing a game that they think they could have won in Washington. This is family business. 2 high-octane offenses. Nah, I'll pass on this one. There's a better option. I've already given it to you. Don't you see where I'm going with this? There isn't a better option. So many of these games are so evenly matched, and you just don't know what's going to occur. You look at the next matchup, Dallas at New Orleans. Really? 5-4 Dallas at 6-3 New Orleans? Really? Nah. Miami at Tampa Bay. You know what? This is the game where Tampa Bay gets off the schneid. At some point, Tampa Bay has to win a game. They're getting closer and closer every week. Monday Night Football. This is it. This is it. Their last chance to win. This is it. If you can't beat the Dolphins at home on Monday night in front of all the cameras, lights, camera, action, I don't know if you're going to win this season. If you're Tampa Bay, you're coming close. Mike Glennon is playing better football. The Dolphins, they're a sketchy football team. All I'm trying to tell you is this is a battle of Florida football teams, and I don't know who's going to win this game. I honestly think that Tampa Bay has a shot. So what I'm telling you is I'm not picking this game, and it wouldn't be a good idea if you picked it either, but I can't control what you want to do. If you want to be a hero, if you want to go and prove that you can do something that no one else can do, fine, knock yourself out. But I'm telling you right now, I don't look to shoot three-pointers. I'm not looking for the tough, defended jumper with the hand in my face. I'm looking for the easy deuce. I'm looking for the layup, or I'm looking for the easy dunk. And that easy dunk or the layup off the glass that's going in the basket is the Indianapolis Colts hosting the St. Louis Rams. There you have it. That's your Week 10 slate of games. None of them are definitively lopsided to one side or the other, maybe with the exception of Tennessee, and that's family business. So there is no such thing as a lopsided game when two family members are getting it on. The end score might say that it's a lopsided game, but you can't say that it's going to be that way before the game has been played. So I'm telling you that in week number 10, the Indianapolis Colts are
The Soul Survivor!
Without a doubt, that is your best, and I mean your best option for survival in week number 10. So, go ahead and throw it up. Go ahead, don't be afraid. Let's tack on this quick extra point. And the extra point for today is what is going on with these coaches and them having health issues and ailments. I tell you what, football is such a strenuous sport. Not only on the players, as you have seen over the years, but on the coaches as well. I mean, it takes a toll on you. For you to be great, you have to dedicate so much of your life to this game of football. And I tell you what, you look at these coaches and their families, half of these coaches didn't get to see their kids grow up. Half of these coaches have been divorced because they don't spend enough time at home. Half of these coaches have health issues and put a lot of stress and strain on themselves because it's all about winning in the National Football League. It's all about results, and this is a what have you done for me lately league. You don't believe me? Ask Tom Coughlin. How many times has this poor man been on the hot seat, been threatened to be fired? Everybody in the media is calling for his head. Yet he's won 2 Super Bowls in the last 5 seasons. I can never understand for the life of me why Tom Coughlin is always rumored to be on the hot seat when all the guy seems to do is take his team to the Super Bowl and win every 4 seasons. So that's the league that we're in this day and age. You got to win, and you got to win now. I mean, some people still think that Lovie Smith was unjustly fired. I seem to think that his time was up in Chicago, but that's the coaching profession. You always got to feel like you got to do more. I got to one-up the other coach across the sidelines from me because if I go home right now, he's probably still in his lab working, trying to figure out a way to scheme up and coach his team up to beat mine. And I got to find a way to get it done. And so any little advantage that I can have, if it means staying in my office for an extra 2 hours when everybody else has went home for the night, then that's what I'll do. If it means I have to sleep in my office tonight and I can't go home and see my family, then that's what I'll do. If it means that I don't see my family for the next 6 days, then that's what I'll do. But I will get it done. I have to win. And that's the kind of strain that these coaches put on themselves. So it's no surprise when Gary Kubiak collapses right before the half of a Week 9 matchup versus the Indianapolis Colts. His team is 2-5 this season. He didn't envision them being this way this year. He's probably been trying to rack his brain and trying to do everything he can in his power to figure out why these guys aren't winning football games this year. And he's probably been doing extra work to try to prepare his team to win football games because he doesn't want to be fired. He's probably on the proverbial hot seat himself, and he knows that. And so he's probably putting a little bit of undue stress and strain on himself to try to get his team over the top and win football games. John Fox, he's another guy, high energy, high octane type of coach. And so it catches up with you. These guys put a lot of strain on their body, not just the players, but the coaches as well. And so we're starting to see that this coaching profession is a very taxing one, and guys are paying the price for it. And look, just like the players do, these coaches know what they're getting themselves into, and they sign up for it gladly and would sign up for it 10 times out of 10. But coaching in the National Football League is a very stressful occupation indeed. And so that's going to do it for this installment of In the Lab Room. I thank you for joining me. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the Lab Room. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you on Thursday when I preview the Thursday night football matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Redskins. See you then. What was Flash thinking? I don't know. I really don't know what he was thinking. Trying to challenge me? I'm the man. I mean, I'm the man. I don't know what he was thinking.
Like the content? Want more? Sub up.
In the lab